Hey y'all, so someone asked me to show them how to use their pretty skull candle that came in the dark circle box. This one specifically came from the VooDoo Queen box. This is the candle made, or it's a collaborative box, and the person who contributed this particular item here was Rebel Potions. Excuse me. Mine got its little mouth smashed just a little bit, but it's still very pretty. I don't think these are available any longer on the site. Maybe there was one. I can't remember, y'all. You'd have to go look if you were interested in the box. But yeah, I'm not certain. I myself don't sell anything, so I'm not sure. I know that's terrible, isn't it? Okay, anyway, so this is the skull candle, and it's very pretty. She put a piece of resin right here, and it's third eye. Oh, and it smells so good, y'all. I started this, and then I realized I needed to record it, so here we are. On the bottom of the candle was this little tab that holds the wick in place. I went ahead, all I did was, this was on there, and all I did was stick my scissors up and under it down here until it pulled the wick down ever so slightly, just so I could cut it. And I had already cut the wick on top before I did that, before I actually thought of what I was doing, y'all. You'd want to leave that wick long until you pull this down and cut that off so that you have enough of your wick up here, but I do, so it'll be okay. Now, there's different ways that you can use the skull candles. Personally, I would probably leave mine to sit there because it's so pretty. And that's what she does list hers as, is for decorative purposes. But you know, I'm one, you know, it's there, I'm going to use it. It smells really good. I can't remember what scent was listed, what this candle scent was listed as, but it's very nice. It's kind of a soothing, earthy, slightly sweet scent. So anyway, traditionally in hoodoo practice, skull candles are used in the same way you would use a poppet or voodoo doll, or whatever you want to call it. They go by many different names, y'all. But you would use the candle to traditionally influence someone's mind, right? You would use it how you would a poppet. But you don't have to think of it specifically in a negative way. There's a lot of people out there that doesn't believe in doing magic or anything that would affect someone else's free will. And if you do practice and you believe that way, it's all in wording. You know, you can put things out there without being negative about it or manipulative about it, or I can't think of exactly how I want to word this, y'all. As always, I'm downstairs doing this in the wee hours of the morning. Oh, and that's one of my crystal grids that I got out of one of my subscription boxes. I don't use crystal grids. They serve no purpose for me personally. They're pretty when people have them set up and everything, but I don't use it. So I'm using it for this. I like to look at it. So here we be. Okay. Now, with one of these, you could simply carve whatever it is you want this candle to do into the back of it, into the bottom of it, tag it with, like, say for example, you wanted to use this on yourself. Maybe, here's a good one. Maybe you're trying to lose weight and you're one of those that's, you're a boredom eater, right? So you want this candle to represent you. You would put your birthday on it, something to tag it to you. Your birthday, your astrological sign, what you want it to do for you, right? Carve it into the candle. You could also, if, say, you didn't want all of that on the outside of the candle, say you live with someone and they don't like this sort of thing, and so you kind of have to keep things on the down and low, right? You can go to the bottom of the candle. You can put it down here where no one would really see it until you were ready to use it. You know, say you were preparing this candle and you were going to use it later. You'd put it down here, or you could carve out the bottom of this candle and load it. And you can load it even if you were putting things on the candle. It's just added ingredients that you're adding inside the candle. And what you would do is you're going to carve out in the thickest part of the candle back here. You wouldn't want to do it up here. Or actually, you know, you could, because when you burn this candle down, it's going to mostly melt down through on this side. If you were afraid about something getting catching on fire, you could load it down here. You just have to be very careful, and your hole can't be very deep. And you should not ever leave a candle burning unattended, and you should never ever have a candle burning around other flammable objects. I know a lot of people post pictures on Instagram and on the internet of these beautiful little spaces with all these herbs and these candles, and everything's all crowded together, and it's beautiful for the pictures. Don't be doing that, y'all. It's beautiful for pictures, but that's what it is. You know, it's staged for the picture. Well, some might not be. This is just my piece of advice, y'all. Don't do that, because there's too many herbs, cloth, just different things, different fabrics and things that's around. You don't want anything to catch on fire. And burn your house down, or burn someone else's house down and kill somebody's kid, you know, something like that. That would be terrible, right? It'd be awful. So just keep that in mind. Fire safety. Always take safety very seriously, y'all, because whatever you're doing isn't going to work, and nothing's going to do any good if, you know, you destroy everything around you, right? Okay, so enough about that. I know I tend to, and I'm sorry, y'all probably are tired of hearing it. I tend to get on here and I tend to try to rattle on about the safety. And the only reason I do that is because it seems obvious to you and me and probably a lot of other people, but some people might not think about it. Like, there's some things when I started doing different projects and you know, that I didn't really think about, and you hear it from somebody else and you're like, oh yeah, you know, yeah, maybe I should think about that. It's just kind of like a friendly reminder. Everybody needs a friendly reminder every now and then. Okay, so now that we're 9 minutes in, maybe I'll put that on the beginning of the video. When you want to cut through the riffraff, go to this, go to 10 minutes, y'all. Okay, so some people use a crystal to carve out their candles. Some people use a knife. Some people use a spoon. You use whatever you're comfortable using. Now, it does help if whatever it is has a bit of a point on it, and this does. It kind of looks like a little dagger, but it doesn't actually have any blade. The sides are not sharp, just the little point on the tip. Now, going back to safety, if you all use something like a knife, you have to be extremely careful. Long time ago, when I started carving candles, and I was very disappointed in myself because my father, I grew up in the country, you know. I got like a little pocket knife when I was a little bitty thing. So I was taught blade safety from a very young age. But it was very disappointing that I completely, you know, I got into what I was doing, kind of forgot what I was doing, and I went through the candle and into my hand. So, don't push too hard when you have a sharp object. The wax feels hard, but it can give, and whatever you're pushing with can go right on through. And I guarantee you, you will regret it. So, start on the bottom of your candle. Now, what I was doing was I was holding my candle like this, and I was pushing in like this, which is how I went on through and into my hand. So don't do that. Hold your candle like this, and take whatever you're carving, and with the top of the candle on a hard surface, kind of go down into the wax. Be careful that you don't go up this way, because for one, you can break the edges of your candle, and two, you can break the edge of your candle and go through and into your hand. So, kind of, and it's hard for me to do because I know I have y'all all up on me here. But kind of keep it at an angle like this. So you see how I'm doing that? I'm pushing down and away from my hand. So just do that right around. Very easy. This candle happens to be extremely easy to carve. It's nice soft wax. So you just go right around in circles. Down and inward, until you get a hole dug out of your candle, right? I could have actually used one of my little spoons for this because this wax is so soft. So you're just going to go down and around, kind of scrape around in it when you get so far. I hope you guys can see. I'm sorry, y'all. Until you get a little area, a little hole dug out in the base of your candle. Now, like I said, this is handy if you want to load your candle, but also if you live with someone and they don't particularly like this type of thing, you can put it in the bottom and you won't have all of the carvings on the outside of your candle to bother them, you know? So, when you get you a hole in the bottom of your candle, big enough to put your herbs, spices, maybe small little crystals, just whatever ingredients you're going to use that's specific to what you are wanting the candle to do. Like I said, you use it just like you would a poppet, and you can watch my poppet video if you want to. My little voodoo doll, which is what I contributed to this box. So you have this in there. Then you can put those herbs, like I said, crystals, like tiny little petitions if you have them. I have a little amethyst here. Say I had some dream work or something. I could put a little tiny amethyst chip down in the hole. You put whatever it is down in there. Get you a petition paper, like you don't want to put anything on the outside. Write on that petition paper, very small, what it is. It doesn't have to be a whole lot of stuff. You don't need to make this complicated. Some people make you think that this sort of thing has to be complicated and take a month to do, and it's just, I mean, if it feels to you that you should be taking a month to do all this stuff, then so be it. But to me, it doesn't. I like to keep things a little simple. Write on your paper, fold it up. Remember, if it's something coming towards you, fold towards you. Or you're sending something away, go away. Like if this was a weight loss thing, I would put something on there to the effect, you know, be more mindful maybe with my meals, something other like that. Like if I was wanting the cravings to go away, you know, you fold your paper outward. Some people believe in that. Fold toward to bring something, fold away if you're sending something away, right? Fold it very small, stuff it down into the bottom of your candle, and then you're going to seal this up after you've got everything in it that you want to put. Now, you can take this wax, because this wax is very soft. You see that? The wax in this candle is very soft. Some candles does not have wax this soft. A lot of times beeswax candles are very soft like this. So you can just take it with the body heat from your hand and shape it kind of like you would clay. And I'm not going to put anything in my candle right now because I'm going to use it for something, so I'm going to save it. But you take that and you just stuff it right back over the bottom of your candle and seal it up. Take your thumb. See? You sealed that. Now everything is in there, and you use this however you were going to use it. Just take it, sit it under the moonlight, sunlight, let it sit however many days feels right for you. That way you've got it prepared. Maybe you're waiting for a certain astrological sign to come around, the moon to be in a certain sign, or the sun. Well, then wait for that. You have your candle ready. It's ready and waiting on you, just in case, like maybe that day you wouldn't have a whole lot of time or privacy to prepare it. Well, now it's already prepared for you. You've got it. It's ready to go. Everything's tucked away safely inside there. You don't have to worry about it. Now, something to remember is you have things inside this candle now. If you put like herbs and a petition paper, you've got things inside this now that are flammable, so that's something else you're going to have to keep in mind. If you put it in the thick part of the candle like I did, like if you needed a bigger hole for things, you got to put it in the back if you're needing a bit bigger hole. But that's going to be right in the path of the wick as this candle burns down. If it's up here, your hole's going to have to be smaller, but it's not going to be directly in the path of the wick, so it's not going to be as likely. I'm not saying that it won't, because there's always a possibility that it could, but it's not as likely to catch on fire. But now back here in the path of the wick, it's more likely to burn. So this could be something that maybe one thing that I have utilized before is I have a big terracotta pot, and I have sand in it about halfway, and I could take my candles outside on my back patio and in the middle of this, sit them in the middle of the sand. And I don't, you know, you still have to watch them. Don't think that you can just walk off and leave them. But you know, they're in the middle of a terracotta pot in sand. It's a big pot, y'all. Y'all can't see my hands because it's out of the camera. Sorry, but it's a big old pot. But it's not as likely to catch anything on fire. So I don't worry about it so much. But, you know, you always have to keep in mind your pets and things. So this could be something that you could do out there at night. If you have time at night, you could go outside, enjoy the moonlight, the nice breeze. You know, the weather's starting to change. It's getting nicer out. You could go out and light your candle and do whatever else you feel you need to do along with this candle, because that's the thing, you can mix a lot of different things. You've mixed candle magic and the petition magic, poppet magic, different things. You could put a lot of different things together. The color of your candle, usually black, y'all. Usually black people see as more of the warding off or the protection. It's kind of how you feel. Some people are die-hard, you know, kind of like red is a good one. Some people think red, you know, you use for love because it's like the color of passion. Passion doesn't just refer to love, right? It could be, you could have a passion for a lot of different things. Well, black, like warding off things or protection, or a lot of people see it as more of a bad thing. Like if you're doing something, I don't know what hexing, you know, they want to associate black with that. I don't necessarily see it that way, but if that's the way you see it, maybe you'd want a different color candle. I mean, look what time of year it is, y'all. We're getting close to the greatest time of the year, Halloween. So if you go to many different stores out there, you can find skull candles this time of year. But this one in particular I wanted to show because, like I said, it was in the VooDoo Queen box from the Dark Circle. This one was in here. I was just showing y'all a way you could use it if you didn't want to just stick it up on your shelf and sniff it and look at it, because let me tell you, it smells wonderful, and it's really pretty. I like all of the lines on the skull, like the different plates where they're connected. It's really cool. It's a very detailed candle. It's beautiful. All right, I get to rambling too much, y'all, and there's a whole lot of other details you all can look up. As you burn this down, you can read your wax. Traditionally, just a big run through of it is basically you're looking for signs in your wax. I'm not going to go into it a whole lot. You can look more into this online. There's a lot of different people that talk about it, but so there's a lot of different things you can do. You can basically put all your stuff together, burn this down, and then read the signs in your wax to see what it's telling you, right? It's kind of cool. It's fun to do. All right, you all. Have a good day, and be safe with your sharp objects and flames.